Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Free Spirit Tarot. I am Poetry. You are here for another tag video. This one I actually found on my twins' YouTube channel, Non-Basic Bitch Tarot, Kelly. And she did a tag called the Tarot Connection Tag, which was inspired by Moonchild Tarot Nikki T, who I'm also part of her community. So I figure I'll go ahead and do this tag. Y'all already know my biggest issue is that I don't read the questions before I actually get started. And this is probably one of the tags that I didn't fully listen to. I'm trying to get some light because it looks dark in this video. I didn't really listen to all of the answers that the other people gave first. Usually I try to listen to some of their answers and see how they respond. But I want to just go ahead and just jump into it while my brain was thinking about doing it. Because as you can see, my brain is giving me the silent treatment. That's what my shirt says. Been going through a few things, got another heart monitor on, just all kind of craziness. But anywho, child. So let me just hop right into this tag. This is the Tarot Connection tag. I have Kelly's page pulled up so I can see the questions. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. If I need tarot cards, I am right in front of my shelf. So I could pull out the drawer, like any decks that I may need to use. I could pull out any decks I may need to use to help me with this tag. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe so you can join my community. Like the video. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing to hit the like button. If you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down. It doesn't cost you anything to do that either. And I won't be mad. But yeah, I'm just trying to help continuously grow my community back over here. This channel, I do tarot card readings, which I haven't done in a while. So I'm currently involved in doing a series that is going through the 78 cards in the tarot deck. Helps me explain to you how I generate the responses that I give when I do tarot readings, and also can help you see how somebody who uses intuition to read the cards can view certain things, and maybe you could apply those to your own readings. I do intentional readings, which weekly I normally would set up a reading where we can try to determine what tools we're going to use for the week to help us better our lives. Then what other kind of readings I do? I do a few other type of readings. I just haven't been doing readings. I actually do read outside of YouTube channel for paid customers. Have put that on pause for the last year and a half. Last January was the last time I did one for a paid customer. Any readings you've seen me do out for personal readings since then has been for free. And then what else? Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up what you can look around the channel, child, and see exactly if you see some videos that you like, some content that you like. Some new things are trying to come about. I'm still learning how to do Lenormand. I'm going to continue on with those learnings later. I'm still learning how to do past life readings, past life regression. I'm learning how to do readings with case studies so I could do world events and unsolved cases and missing persons. So there's a lot of things that I'm doing. I don't just collect tarot decks, but I collect tarot decks. I love artwork. So you'll see some unveilings. I call them unveilings or reveals on my channel here because I talk and but building community, I love that. I love meeting new people. So that's what I do around this channel. So if you like that type of thing, come on in, settle down. It's no real consistency. You're going to get at least 2 videos a week. That's pretty much all I can promise you. All right, so let's start off with this tag. I probably answered some of the stuff in the tag already. The very first one is, how did you first connect with tarot? Who or what influenced this connection? Oh, interesting. I have no freaking idea. None. So in my introduction video, I actually have 2 introduction videos on this channel. I explain how some people I can tell you who influenced me as far as doing my YouTube channel, But who influenced me as far as getting into tarot altogether, I honestly do not know. I don't recall when it all came upon me. Over my life, for as long as I can remember, I have always done dream interpretations. Um, I wake up, I have a dream, and I write it down and try to figure out what it means in my life. I've always been a superstitious people. Not, I'm not a people. I have always been a superstitious person. I have teetered back and forth between um, indigenous beliefs in regards to reincarnation and spirituality and connection. I have teetered back and forth between spiritual practices and with African lineage, African American lineage, with exploring hoodoo. Um, I've always been intrigued by voodoo, but not something I ever wanted to practice. I have always had like an interest in the history of witches, even though I do not consider myself to be one. But I find it fascinating, and somehow I always can tie it back to Black people. I don't know why. So I'm not certain what actually got me started. Like before I even started my channel here on YouTube, which I started in 2019, I had already been part of the YouTube community as far as a viewer. I used to watch, like I said before in one of my other tag videos, OJC Astrology, Love, Light, and Tarot, um, Charmed Intuition. Um, Gosh, what was the other sister's name? OG Astro, OG, was she OG Astrology? She might have been OG Astrology. Tarot Oracle. Those are people that I was like constantly watching, because when I watched their channels, they gave me readings that were very applicable to things that I was already dealing with, things I already felt, things that I already were familiar with. And they helped me, encourage me to actually put together the YouTube channel. So not necessarily tarot specifically, but the YouTube channel. It took me 5 years of watching them probably, for me to actually do a channel. And the reason why I did that was because I kept getting readings from them. So I'm doing pick a card readings. You know, they don't know who you are when you do pick a card. It's pretty general. But every pick a card reading I was getting was telling me that I should be starting my own YouTube channel. And I chose to do tarot because one, there was one practice that I wasn't as familiar with and I wanted to learn. I've done like prior to, like I said, but I was doing uh, readings, but not tarot readings for people. I was doing readings like dream interpretation readings. I was doing birth chart readings. I was doing astrology readings. Um, I was learning palms, so I was learning palm reading. I would get a palm reading for myself, and I think I've had one psychic reading, but it was done at the carnival, so I knew that wasn't genuine for me. But like I was just into it. I don't know, something. It was like natural for me. I think the first time I've ever heard the word tarot may have been through TV, or it might have been through the Bible, because I do remember there's a section in the Bible that's talking about necromancy and witches and or don't believe in other gods or something like that. I don't remember any longer. And that made me, I've always been a child to ask why. Give me a reason why. Okay, so when you're telling me not to do it, why? Where did it come from? You created it according to the Bible. He created everything. So why I can't indulge in something that you created? So yeah, there's always been that type of person that's for me. So I'm not sure exactly where tarot became of interest to me, that I first connected with tarot. But I did not get my first tarot deck until I got this channel. Well, about a year before I started the channel. So I got the tarot decks probably 2018, into 17, 18, and I started the channel in 2019, in June or July 2019. And yeah, I got those decks. I didn't even open them for almost a good year. Because I was hearing so many things like you had to do this, you couldn't do tarot if you weren't a witch, you couldn't do tarot. If somebody with a used deck, you couldn't do tarot if you didn't set up an altar, all that type of jazz. So that stuff was discouraging me from even doing it at first. And then as I started to discover what it means for me, when I saw the connection to dream interpretation to actually tarot itself, I was like, I could do this shit. Fuck what everybody talking about. That's kind of how I landed on Free Spirit Tarot. I started off with the Twisted Tarot because I thought my thought process was solely twisted from what normal people think in regards to this. I've always been an energy person, but as far as starting the channel, those 4 channels, the 5 channels that I named, they were who encouraged me to start the channel, but who actually first connected me with the world of tarot, with the interest in tarot. I have no clue. I don't think it was a person. I think it was just my own natural curiosity. I think it was whatever was in me that drew me to it, because I'm drawn to so many things that are considered to be spiritual, so many things that are considered to be universal. You know, I was always into the planets and aliens and all that good jazz. That's me. So, and because of those type of things, being interested in the universe and being interested in energies and um, believing or somehow um, having, I don't know where it came from. Sometimes maybe it might have just been TV. Having some type of inclination that tarot is part of that process as well, or could be, or is a tool from that process. Um, Maybe it was Miss Cleo calling it down. Maybe I'm sorry. I never got a crystal ball though. But anywho, that could be. I'm not sure exactly if it was a person or if it was something that I was like, yeah. I don't think I ever, other than TV, I don't think I even seen a tarot card before until I bought my own. And like I say, and then once I bought it, I realized it's stuff that I'm already doing. I already people watch. I already go to museums and look at images and photos in a museum of artwork, and I see things or interpret things, and I can relate them to my dreams and things like that. So, child, I can tell you. I can tell you who or how. I can tell you who influenced me to do my channel. I can't tell you a specific point in my life where the connection for tarot happened. This video just seems so dark. Can I get some sunlight in here? I don't know. The video just seems so dark. I got a camera right here. Maybe that better? I don't know, child. Anywho. Oh, that's not gonna work. Is that better? That's a little better for me. It's just whatever. Okay, so number 2. I told you I'm long-winded, or I didn't tell y'all, but I'm long-winded. How does tarot help you connect with the physical world? How does tarot help me connect with the physical world? Social connections. That's the best way that I could say that tarot helps me connect with the physical world, is actually being involved with people that I probably normally wouldn't interact with my everyday life. People I may not just automatically encounter. But yeah, just building social structures. It also helps me increase my level of understanding and or awareness. Helps me look at things from different perspective. It also helps me, not in opposition to looking at things from different perspective, but standing my ground. You know, it helps me to have a sense of feeling of empowerment, knowing that I have the ability to touch other people's lives and with helping them understand things in their life. So yeah, I guess that's when you say physical world, I want to say, you mean like, everything outside of the spiritual realm? Yeah. So that's how tarot connects me to that. Um, it does not help me get lottery numbers. I tried. Actually, I think I've only tried once. It doesn't help me get lottery numbers. It doesn't help me improve my financial status. Doesn't, well, indirectly it kind of does if I look at what the cards say. But I rarely do readings for myself. That's not true. Yes, it is. I do readings for myself way less than I do for other people. Put it that way. All right, let's move on to question number 3. Why did you choose tarot over other hobbies? And do you have other hobbies that complement the tarot? I do not consider tarot a hobby. I think that tarot is an extension of who I am already as a person, or an enhancement of who I am already as a person. I do not believe that it's a hobby. Because, like I said, before I even had a card in my hand, I was already interpreting things in order to help people understand, help me understand in my life using other methods. So it's never been like a hobby. It's never been like I decided to paint today. And painting may not be a hobby for some people. That may be just who they are too. But that would be, for me, that would be a hobby, because it's not something that it's something that I'm interested in and I want to learn and maybe good at, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I don't think that it's a hobby. It's just something that's, I think it's a part of me. And there's things about me that have not developed yet. There's things about me that I have been using for life that I may shelve for now. So there may be a point that I may stop using it. I may repress it. There's times where, yeah, I don't consider it a hobby. But just looking at the question, do I have any other hobbies? So I pretty much said it in the beginning that I probably answered one of these questions. Do you have any other hobbies that complement tarot? Again, I don't consider them necessarily hobbies, but dream interpretation is one of the main things that I probably would associate with tarot. How I react to superstitions. Smudging is something that's familiar in my culture as well. Smudging my household, because they all seem to be spiritually connected, is the best way. Meditation. It opens up the mind. Same thing I feel like I do with tarot readings. I open up my mind to see what's there. I feel like meditation does that. So I said meditation, dream interpretation, the way I react to superstitions. It's like, just to give you an example of the superstitions, I have a video on my main channel. Somebody put a T-bone steak on my front porch. I called up all the sisters, all my family members that I know that either believe in superstition, that deal with hoodoo, or that practice some type of spirituality, or even some that may believe that they have special gifts, some who may be witches. I was contacting everybody like, hey, what the fuck does this mean? Okay. And I'm one of the people that will seriously go around and put the salt around the front door. My front door right now is blue paint in the color of paint that helps protect against evil things from entering. What's some other things? I don't like to split poles. I seriously feel like this splitting poles. Man, a lot of these things that people just think is funny, joking. I take seriously. I can laugh and joke about it, but I still like, hey, okay. See the number 666. I changed it to 667 quickly somehow. Won't stay on the 13th floor of a building, and I like the number 13, but I will not stay on the 13th floor of a building. Because for me, it throws things out of balance for me. Put it that way. So yeah, I guess that's some of the things that would complement tarot. As you know, like I said, I started off talking about what other things I do on this channel: charm readings, um, numerology. Still working with chakras. I mainly know chakra for the benefit of medicals, but as far as like everything else, I'm not completely in tune with it. Stones, let's say the smudging, the Palo Alto, burning of the Palo Alto. Have a potpourri jars that we burn. Um, I do some rituals as far as like bad things I want to remove from my life, putting it in a jar and setting it on fire. Putting it in a jar, locking it away, pulling it back out. Um, I obituaries, obituaries. I keep obituaries. If y'all seen the movie Coco, and in the movie Coco, in the Latino culture that they were from, they put up ofrendas, or basically, which is an altar with the pictures of the loved ones, so that people could remember who they were. Because if you forget, if the person is forgotten, then their spirit dies. And I don't know why, but I'm thinking that maybe the same reason that we as Black people collect obituaries, because it's not just me. I know a lot of people that my Aunt Barbara had every obituary from everybody that I think she's ever known, and now I realize that I have just as many. But I keep obituaries, and I feel like if I lose them or I get rid of them, that somehow their memory is going to be lost. So yeah. Sometimes when I talk, I'll be thinking, girl, maybe you are a witch. Could be alchemist, medicine woman, seer. I don't think I'm none of those things. I don't think I'm a clairvoyant. I know I'm not an empath. I'm just a regular deckly girl that is attached to this world or this life or this understanding that I believe everybody has a connection to. Yeah. Okay. So let me move on to I think I was going to say something else about the hobbies that complement the tarot. So what else I do with tarot? Oracle cards, because Oracle and tarot is not the same. Oracle readers and tarot readers go from different perspectives, but they usually cross paths. Astrology, they usually cross paths with tarot as well. Um, and I guess being brought up in the church, there's a lot that I see happening in the church, practices that are done in the church that remind me of practices that are done in the pagan occult or spiritual walks. Um, let's see. So I think I still do some of those practices. Like, I still use some of those, that knowledge that was instilled to me when I was actually um, in churches. But yeah, other hobbies that complement tarot. My biggest one would be just my biggest and most closest one would be the dream interpretation. What else? Okay, next question, number 4. It's 6 questions, child. Next question, number 4. What have you learned or gained from tarot that a computer cannot replicate? Hmm. What have I learned? The social. Hmm. See, I was finna say the social connections, but that's not true because I wouldn't know half of you all without a computer. So, what have I gained from tarot that a computer cannot replicate? Wow. A large art collection? Because one, y'all already know I'm not too keen on AI creations. And it's mainly because as a creative myself, I do art, I draw, I write poetry, even though my nickname is poetry as well. I actually write poetry and I write novels. So as somebody that is an actual creative, I find it insulting that a computer is creating an idea for you instead of you using your own fucking brain. So that's why I think when I do buy decks that are AI generated, I need to know that the creator is the one who came up with the concept and the ideas, and they just used the tool to help them create it faster. I have no problem with that. But one of my friends was telling me she's supposed to be a writer, and I've always in my brain uh, accused her of stealing other people's work. That's all she does is put in sentence, subject matter, and then the book, AI creates the book for her. And I'm like, that ain't writing. So, what have I learned or gained that a computer cannot replicate? Everything is internal. I guess my basic understanding, and then my that's not true either, because I do learn a lot from you guys, people I never met, and without computer, I would not have met a lot of you. So let me think. If I didn't have the YouTube, what would I have from tarot that I would have learned or gained? Because I don't look at the guidebooks. I think they're pretty, and like I said, I like to read. But then, like I said, I started to read a couple of them, and then they weren't like my cup of tea. Um, unless I just want to get like tarot spreads out the back or a better understanding of what the author was thinking. But shoot, that's a hard question. What have I learned or gained from tarot that a computer cannot replicate? I buy most of my decks through the internet as well. Like I see them on other people's channels. I probably would still be building my collection outside of um, the internet or the computer with decks. I mean, that type of connection. As many people I know in this particular city that I live in that are also readers, not one have I connected with. The young lady that I sold the Anthony deck to lives like 8 minutes from me, but from that sale, we haven't like hung out or nothing like that. We haven't built community together. So, what have I learned or gained? Wow, I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know, child. Okay. How has tarot, number 5, how has tarot helped you navigate life's challenges or everyday problems? Every once in a while, I would do a reading for myself to get insight on what the hell is going on if something is like consistently off key. Normally, I would go to the planetary alignments first, and then I would do like a read and say, okay, what the fuck is up? Okay. Um, I look at things that possibly are for more so for my right now than for what happened in the past or what happened or what's going to happen in the present. Um, I like to do the set intention readings that I do on my channel because it's not just for you as the viewer; it's also for me. So I use that in along with manifestation, organization, procrastination. So I could use the tarot cards and the oracle cards to help guide my week. This is something I could focus on this particular week. And I notice that a lot of the times when I do the set intention readings, I may get the same topic coming up over and over again, which lets me know, girl, you're still procrastinating. Or maybe you need to go a different path because whatever you did last week ain't really being effective. So the other thing is probably kind of weird, but YouTube itself, me doing videos, helps me mentally stabilize. I think I told you guys before in another tag video that I deal with mental health conditions, and sometimes just expressing myself in video or using my skill set to help others identify issues. And then like the subject matters that I could just talk on. You see, I'm already talking for 30 minutes right now. that helps me mentally. It helps me stabilize my ebbs and flows that I may be going through. Sometimes though, it's just too overwhelming for me to even turn on the camera, roll out of bed, turn on the camera. But yeah, that's tarot could help me in that sense, as far as like this helping me level out, so to speak, just by doing videos. Um, Helps me learn different perspectives. I think I mentioned awareness because sometimes even if I'm having a bad day, I just pull out a deck of cards and like how I'm doing through my series, I go through and I look at the cards and I study them, try to see exactly what I can see, and then understand why I see things the way I see it. Um, Life's challenges and everyday problems. What else? As far as like when I was talking about finances, I say don't really help me pay my bills. I don't do enough readings for it to like sustain me a income. Um, I They don't tell me like how to get to the money to like that because my biggest life challenge right now is finances. And that's because I'm dealing with my job. It doesn't tell me how to navigate the issues that I deal with my job. It just highlights that this may be an issue. And then by the choices that I make in my life that can help me, you know, it can give me either or, and I can choose to do one of those choices or what have you, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like just immediate, it doesn't do immediate fixing for me. It doesn't do that. And I see when I watch a lot of channels that watch videos and then they're in the comment section like, this doesn't apply to me right now. These are the people that I see are looking for quick fixes. They're looking for the tarot cards to fix their problems instead of looking for the tools needed to help fix their problems. So, yeah, but that's just me. Okay, maybe I'm judging. Shit, who knows? How would you describe your connection with the tarot? How would I describe my connection with the tarot? Um, I have an appreciation for the art itself. Um, uh, Again, I feel like if I go back to question number 1, I feel like it's an extension of things that I've already done in life. Um, and it's really kind of like an easy medium. People can understand better when they see things in front of their faces, when they have that visualization. So even if I'm doing like a dream interpretation, I have nothing to show a person to say this is why you're having thoughts this way. This is what where the dreams are coming from. With the tarot, it allows me to visually share with another. Um, and I'm very expressive as a person. I like visual stimuli as a person. So yeah, it really helps me connect visually. Um, do I feel like I've been like enlightened or lifted or changed because of it? That's not necessarily so. Um, Because like if you go to my other YouTube channel and I'm just talking about TV shows and bullshit like that, I'm the same motherfucker that I am right now. It's that I'm just not doing interpreting the card. Sometimes I may incorporate it over there, but not much. Um, so yeah, I just think that it's just a visual um a visual way for me to express thoughts. Um, yeah, that's the best connection I think I have with tarot. It's a visual mouthpiece. Okay. That's it, y'all. That's all I got. Moonchild Tarot Nikki T. Thank you so much for this tag. And like I said, my twin, if y'all go to her channel and y'all non-basic bitch tarot, Kelly in the parentheses, that's my twin. Damn it, I don't care if we don't look alike. That's my twin. Anywho, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace.